Hiya, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rosie Henshaw, and if you're new here, then welcome. It's lovely to meet you, and if you're already existing, guys, then thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, hit that sub button and the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when any new videos come up. So today's video is a Poundland haul. Well, it's not a Poundland haul, it's actually a Poundland haul upcycle. So even better, so you get to see some of the bits that are in Poundland if you didn't see my last Poundland haul, but you're also going to be able to see the lovely pieces that we're going to create. So these bits that I'm doing today are going to be the baby's bedroom pieces, like in his nursery. And I just thought it's a really nice, cheap, versatile way. These are in no way have to be in a nursery or a children's room. These can be altered and made into something. These are more like inspirational ideas for decor pieces. I know a lot of people would have something similar in their living room or their kitchen anyway. So yeah, grab yourselves a nice cup of tea and some snacks, and let's get into the video. Just to let you know, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. I'm going to talk a little bit about Skillshare if you don't mind right now. So Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together and where you can get the next step to your creative learning. There's loads of different topics on there that they do as well. I think this is amazing. Now, personally me, I love anything to do with crafting and arts and decor, anything like that. And there's so many skilled people on there, and they're teaching you how to do certain things, whether it be creative writing, whether it be painting, fine arts, music, film, all the sort of stuff that I like. And what is really good is if there's something that I feel like I want to put into my videos and I feel like I don't really know how to do it, Skillshare is a perfect platform to go on there and learn these things. So Skillshare is for creative people, beginners, dabblers, crafters, artistic people that want to get on and learn. There are so many different courses that you can choose from to go on there. One of them that I will be following at the moment that's really interested me is the fine arts. So I love to craft, but there is always one thing that I would love to do, and that is to learn how to paint a fine piece of artwork. So like very delicate and intricate on there. And the fact that I can go on there, learn this skill, and perhaps make a piece of art for my own home, I just think it's amazing. And this is also something you could go on to make a career out of. This is an online learning website. You don't have to leave your home to learn these skills, which I think is amazing. Skillshare lessons are a combined video learning as well as a class project that you can go on there and view and watch. And it's really good. They're set out in different stages. I will go on and show you as well in a minute, just me in use, going scrolling through to show you what different ones they have on there. Get unlimited access to the classes and stuff that's on there. You can go on to find different skills. Maybe find something that you never even knew that you would want to do, but you can do it on there, and you might even find your new flair, your new talent. And most classes are under 60 minutes and able to fit into anyone's schedule, so busy schedule. I think we can all find 60 minutes to learn something new, expand our minds and do something that we absolutely love. So Skillshare is curated specifically for your learning, so it will never have ads in it. It's always adding new premium lessons on there that you can learn from. Skillshare have given me a really good deal to share with you guys. It's a limited offer only, but the first 1,000 followers, subscribers that go on there and click the link will get premium access to Skillshare, 1 month free trial, which I think is amazing. The amount that you can probably learn in that short amount of time. So if you go on there and click the link, it's only the first 1,000 people that will get this. So I've just signed into my Skillshare, and I just wanted to show you it's really simple and easy. So you can go into the top hand corner, and there's a browsing tool. So it'll allow you to browse. I think it goes on what I've basically been looking at recently. So these are all the online classes. So there's graphic design, illustrated journaling, lots here. There's like 4D cinema, a beginner's guide to animation. That looks amazing. There's just so many, like Photoshop essentials. There's so many classes on here. I know this one would be amazing for my friend Sarah. She does love doing doodles and stuff on her iPad. So this is really good. So she can obviously advance her skills. Really good. There's also trending classes too. So you can go on there, have a little look, and you can be a part of all the trending classes at the moment, all the creative ones. They just look amazing. Also as well, if you do go back up to the top hand corner, it's all in one place. So you can go on there, anything that you've been watching lately, your classes, they'll all be saved under here. Student projects, there's workshops. There's also live sessions, homepage as well, where also it will show you ones. I think it shows you where you've been searching, recommended for you, so different ones. It's just really good. I would definitely recommend, and obviously it's a limited time only. It's a limited time only. It's only from June to September 2021. It's definitely worth it. I would definitely go on there and click and find something. Like I said, I'm going to go on there and do the fine arts lesson. I think it's going to be really good for me because I am a bit of a dabbler. I'm a bit of a chuck it all together crafter. But it'd be really nice to have under my belt something like with a real skill. So the first craft that I wanted to do was with this basket. So I picked this basket up in Pound Shop and this was £5. So it comes folded like this in size. I pulled it out. These were £5 from the Pep & Co range in the Pound Shop. And what I loved about it is you see a lot of these kind of baskets online or even in Primark, different places, and they'll be like £8 upwards. This is only £5, really nice large size. And I thought we could customise this. Now, I find when I see a lot of like online, there's a shop called Oliver Bonus, a few other places as well. I can't think of Anthropology, I think that's another one. See all these funky baskets and they cost quite a lot of money. But then you'll go to somewhere like B&M and they tend to either do just pink or blue. Or, you know, it's not very versatile. So what I wanted to do is use some Poundland items to upcycle these for baby's nursery. But like I say, it can be done in any room. So I'm going to put the basket to the side. So the first things I picked up was some wool. Now the Pound Shop have loads of different coloured wools in there. Every different one will be different as to what you can pick up. But I also pick a lot of my wool up from the charity shops. It's well worth having a little look, little jumble sales. You can always get little like bowls of wool. But one place I've got a really nice piece of wool was B&M. So B&M have also got some nice wool. Oh, talking about wool, Home Bargains. They have got so much wool at the moment, 99p for a roll of it. So I picked up some really nice wool. This one's from B&M. If you can see, it's like a navy twist, but it's also got little flecks of like terracotta in there and cream, really nice. So also with that as well, you're gonna need, these are like the items that you're gonna need. You're gonna need some pom-pom makers. Now, I will link the video below because I made pom-poms. I made pom-poms using a fork. You can cut out a cardboard template to make these. You do not need pom-pom makers, but the fact that they sell these in a packet of 3 different sizes in the Pound Shop and Home Bargains really cheap, you may as well do it. So I've got these from Pound Shop. They're only £1, so they come in 3 sizes. You should have 2 per size. So they come in a large, a medium, and a small. I'm going to make a medium one today. So all we're going to have to do is just get some kind of coloured wool that you would like. A little bit difficult to open, but I just sort of pull them like that, just a bit easier. So you'll have one like that. One will have a bobbly side and the other side will have the latch on it. So you just need to put, let me come a bit closer. So you just need to put, where there's little holes in the bobbles, put the bobbles down into the holes again, and vice versa, if that makes sense. So then you can shut them together, if that makes sense. So you've got one latch that side, one latch that side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some wool. So I'm going to be using this navy wool because I think it's really lovely. And all you do is you start off on one of the semicircles. So hold a little piece of the wool in place, and then it literally is as simple as literally winding this up around the whole semicircle. And what you really want to do is you want to make sure that it's that full, that it's got the same height as these little bits here. So the wool will meet this, if that makes sense. You should be able to fill the semicircle. I'll show you what I mean. So there's a little arch here in the semicircle. Once this is completely flat, that's when you kind of know you've got enough wool for your pom-pom. So I'm just gonna keep going around with this. It's so simple, and once you pop, you literally cannot stop. It's one of them ones where when you start making pom-poms, there's no going back. You're just gonna want to do them all the time. I find I make pom-pom garlands, Christmas time. You can make pom-pom baubles. You can literally get carried away. So it's now basically straight flat level with these. So you can cut this, but what I do is I just go over to the other side and then I just trim this bit in a second. So I'm just going to do the same on the opposite side. It really is this simple. And the red size that comes with it, I've got pretty big size pom-poms, which I'll show you in a minute because I've made a few already. Because no one wants to sit here watching me make a million pom-poms, do you? Surely not. So yeah, I do apologise, this video is a little bit later. I was going to do this last week, But then, if you don't know, if you don't watch me on Instagram, then you may not have seen, I actually went to go and pick the kids up from school one day and had a little fall. Say a little fall, I went down. So you're gonna need some scissors as well. But I landed on my rib. I'm not sure if I've bruised it or if I've like broken a rib. So now we're gonna cut that bit that joins the two. Sorry, but if you just do it separate, then you don't have to do this. I just find it easier to do it like this. It's just where I'm chatting on the camera and making it look harder. So there'll be two separate ones, if that makes sense. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick them together and we're just gonna clip up the two latches, so then it's all solid. What you'll end up with, I'm just gonna cut them to make it nice and neat. What you'll end up with is a little circle. Now we've got two, like a little gap in between. So all you're gonna do is cut in there, put your scissors into this little gap here and just start to snip. And as you go round, you'll see what I mean. So you'll just reveal this and you go all the way round with this. And you do it again on the other semicircle as well. You need some nice sharp scissors for this. I'm gonna do it again, go round. I'm gonna be pulling my scissor face. Yes, I was walking Bertie to go and collect the children from school, and honestly, I went over so hard, but I rang the midwife because I didn't feel baby move for a little while, which was quite scary. But what she said was, is once you feel baby move, like give it an hour, because they're at the age now, because I'm like 26 weeks. So she was like, you can start baby. So I was like, oh goodness. So we waited an hour, and then the pain was terrible, but he started to move, and he's been moving since. I've had a check over, and baby's fine. But obviously they can't x-ray me because I'm pregnant. And apparently they don't do nothing for broken ribs anyway now, unless it's like so many of them, but I can't be x-rayed for them to check anyway. And I can't even take the painkillers because obviously I'm pregnant now. So just gonna have to wait it out. I was fine until we decided to put the trampoline up in the garden, and that's was a nightmare. But so that's why it's a bit later, and I can't reach up too high with this arm because it hurts a little bit, but been taking it easy. So now it's been cut, you'll have this weird shaped kind of circle. You're gonna need a long piece of the wool that you're using or a piece of string. Now, the longer you leave this, the longer you can have a tie with this. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're gonna pop this into the actual circle, like the hole with the gap in the middle, and meet up with one another. And we're gonna tie it really tightly. And I always double knot this. Now, if you do these nice and long, then this gives it something to hang with if you want to make hanging pom-poms, or you can cut this with the pom-pom once you're done. So then what I'll do is, now that's nice and tight, I'm just going to pull these two bits apart a little bit and then undo it. Just unclip it. I know you're thinking, why did you pull it apart? You don't even have to do that. And you're left with, roll it around in your hand, a bit of an irregular shaped hanging pom-pom. So what I then do is I hold it in my hand and I just give it a good old trim with the scissors. This is a little bit of a messy job, but just roughly in the shape of the circle, following it round, and go round. The more you shear off of it, the nicer the pom-pom will look, but you are going to probably change the size of it. Also as well, this is like what I knitted sort of like weave to it. So these don't go as, I'll show you in a second because I've got some more made up, I'll be able to show you. So this has got more of a chunky pom-pommy look to it than what some other wools will have. It's like a thicker wool. And the finer the wool that you use, the more of a different texture. So now we've got pom-poms at the ready, and they're just beautiful. You can hang these on anything, or make big ones for sew on kids' hats, the customised stuff. I know sometimes I like to get the kids' hats from Asda, because I find they wash up really good and they're really good. They've got like fleece lining in them, but they're knitted on the outside so they don't go bobbly. But then there's loads of kids at the school the same, so I could probably sew a bright coloured pom-pom, stick it on the top, and then I'll know what one's what. So I'm just going to put the fluff to the side. So you'll see what I mean. So this, you've got the different texture too. When you're using a finer wool, you'll get less of a bobbly texture, and then even more so if you use a really, really fine wool. So these are all wools I got from the charity shop. This is the size that you can get from the red pom-pom maker from the pound shop, and the small size, the yellow ones, make these little sizes, which is really nice. I'm going to plug my glue gun in because, should have plugged that in a little bit earlier. We are going to customise the pom-pom bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll make the big one I made. You can obviously just tie some tassels onto this and that would be done. So I'm just going to tie this one up onto here to make a little hanging pom-pom on the basket, which is just going to look really sweet. Another little thing as well, this actually comes up halfway with the ridge coming out. And I just wanted to let you know, you can obviously paint the bottom half of this in any colour that you'd want. I find I go into B&Q a lot, and they have a lot of tester pots and stuff in there, in a big box near the front, like where they mix the paint up. And you can get some really nice colours for like 10 pence. If not, the other best place I think you can get cheap tester pots from is Wilkinson's. So they're £1, sorry, I've got hiccups again now. So they're £1. So I'm finding, when I talk about tester pots on here, a lot of people are like, Rosie, actually tester pots are really dear now. They're not, you can't just get them for £1, but Wilkinson's are really good still. And try B&Q. So they're big size ones like that, they're normally £3 in B&Q. But you can get them really cheaply as well. So yeah, you could paint this up and use any paint that you've left over from the room anyway. You don't necessarily need to use tester pots. It's just I like a lot of tester pots for different variations of colours rather than buying the big pots of paint. So yeah, so that's just tied on now. I really like the look of that, and I'm just going to now wait for the glue gun to get hot, and once the glue gun's hot, we'll start sticking them on. In the meantime though, actually, I can show you something else. So another craft that we're going to be doing today is some bunting. So this is really simple. These aren't, obviously, I'm not making all these things from scratch. I'm just customising cheap Poundland items to look very Scandinavian, very like what you'd find in a lot of the nice websites like Scandi-Born and Kidley. But we're going to get them really cheap, H&M Home. So I picked up some Hessian bunting from the pound shop as well. Now, these come with 8 flags. I've bought a few of these now. I've said to you, if you do a lot of my crafts, you're going to need some of these for autumn and Christmas. You're going to need some because we're going to be customising these all up over through that time. They're already made up. They've got 8 flags and they're really nice. So I've got these at the packet. On my glue gun is sorting itself out. I'm just going to show you what we're going to be doing with these. So I had a little idea. Now, obviously, another little idea is you could obviously make little pom-poms for these and just cover them in little pom-poms. They would look really, really sweet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip dye these. So I'm going to paint the bottom halves of them and paint them different colours so they go around the room, and it adds a little bit of colour. And also if you're living in a rental, or you know, you've just painted and you think, I don't want to do something permanent on the walls that I'm going to have to repaint, I don't want a wallpaper, I can't really hang things on the wall, these are perfect because they're so light. You can tie them up to items of furniture on the curtain pole and stuff like that would already be there, and you can add the pops of colour with this. I actually really like it quite plain, but you can add pom-poms to this. One of the ideas I did have that I wanted to show you is I bought this stencil packet. You probably could get these off Amazon, but this is from The Works, and this was £3.50, and it's a stencil packet, and it comes with loads of different variations of letters and sizes. And I thought what we could do is get a little paintbrush. We could write baby's name and stencil the name on there, do these for each of the children if you wanted to, do these at Christmas, Merry Christmas. But I wanted to show you the stencil book because I thought it was really good. You've got loads of different, you've got some fancy ones in there as well. But we're going to be dip dyeing these, so I'm going to be doing them in a minute, but I thought I might as well not waste time while waiting for the hot glue gun to warm up. So now I'm going to put that, yeah, here we go. We've got glue, Let me turn you around actually. Ta-da! Can you see me? You can see me now. So I've got my hot glue gun. Just going to put the glue in. And we've got loads of the pom-poms that we're going to be using. Yeah, it's all coming out nice and hot now. And all I'm going to be doing is sticking the hot glue gun, if you can see it. Turn you around a bit more. See me washing up in the sink then and all. There we go. And I've got the blue pom-pom that I dropped. Oh. Gary's out there watering the grass. Gal, you say hello? glue. So we've got the hot glue gun, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a really big amount. I'm going to stick a really big amount of glue on the pom-pom, probably about that much. Now you can obviously leave the strings long on these and just thread them through the basket, so it's less permanent if you want to change it up at a later date. But this is going to be perfect for his little snuggly toys or anything he's got in his room that I'm just going to want to, you know, put away. But obviously you can make these for your living room or for a playroom or wherever. So now I'm going to put a mustard one on. I'm going to do the smaller ones. Spread these out because we've got a few different size ones. I'm going to pop that in there for a second. And then I've got a green one. So these are all going to be sort of the colours that we're going to be having in his room. So I'm going to add a green one as well. And obviously I've used a minimal amount of wool in all of these crafts. So it's not too much money, or, you know, you've got lots left over that you can do more crafts and stuff, you know, with. I'm going to just pull the pom-pom out actually to see where. I'm going to think maybe like, do you know what? I think I'm going to try that. I might even take that one off. It's a bit too getting in the way. I'm going to pop that one. It's a little bit where the eye is really. I'm going to pop that around that side actually, then we probably could have the pom-pom out as well. Got a few of these, and obviously once it's in the corner of his room, it's going to look really sweet, so let's pop that out. I'm like, let's pop this in, pop it out. Oh, actually that does look really cute now. All the different coloured pom-poms on it. And then I think we need to put one more around this side as well. So we've got a nice beige one here. It's like a beigey grey. This is also from B&M. I'm going to pop that one right there. So we've got a really, really cute pom-pom basket. You can do these in any colours. Any sizes, you go over the top, or you could just make loads and loads of pom-poms, tie them all together as like a hanging thing off of it. I thought that was really cute, and that's going to have all of his colours in it. It's not cost me a fortune from these online sort of retailers, a lot cheaper, and it's all like Poundland and cheap wool that we've been using, stuff that I've already got. And the basket was £5, so really, really cheap. But obviously them pom-pom makers, they are amazing because you can really upcycle well with these. I'm now going to switch the glass gun off, the glue gun, and I'm going to swivel you back. I know he's really enjoying watching Gary water the grass, but you know, he's soaking it all up. He's like loving life at the minute. He wants to be out there showing off on the camera. So what we've got here is these are the supplies we're going to be using for taping off. So you can use any masking tape for this. You do not have to have specific frog tape. It just so happens from the decorating of downstairs, I've got frog tape left over. So I'm using the frog tape, and all I'm going to do is rip the size enough, and I'm just going to start taping off roughly straight across. But you could do different abstract designs on this, different shapes, different heights. I'm going to do them all roughly the same height. I want them about half and half, and I'm just going to tape them across like that. And I'm going to be putting down some brown greaseproof paper. Now I could put down anything else. I just put some greaseproof paper down. When I paint it and it dries on it, then I'll lift it up. I'll insert a little clip here of what it's going to be like. The colours we're going to be using are the Tempe greens. This is like a bit of it's called urban green. And I also had some mustard yellow mixed up. Oh, sorry guys, mustard yellow mixed up. And we've got 2 paint brushes because they're the 2 different colours I'm going to be using. And once it's down on the paper, I'm just going to be painting this. It's really simple to paint, but it's a lot easier when you have something behind it. So just paint it, making sure that I dab it softly when we're near the tape to make sure it doesn't go underneath the tape, especially if you're not using frog tape, because frog tape's kind of like designed specifically. So I'm going to show you now, and you'll see all of them that have been painted in the different colours, and they're all down on the brown paper. I'll insert that clip here now. And then with the magic of YouTube and me being able to put two videos together, we're now going to see what they look like dry. As I was explaining, I've used some brown paper, which is just like cake paper, like greaseproof paper. I've used this. You can obviously use a cardboard box, anything that you have. I just find it's easy because it will help peel it off once the paint's dry. I know what they look like. We are going to get them up. They're nice and dry. I had to obviously do these, prepare them earlier, like a little Blue Peter person. So this is what they now look like. They're really, really sweet. Got loads of different flags, all in the yellow and the green. Obviously you can do these in any colours that you want. Still a little bit tacky, but when you take the tape off, I sort of peel it down towards the paint, and you're left with a perfect straight line banner of all these colours. And these are the colours that's going to be in each room. They're going to look really lovely. You can do these in bright colours if you're having a party. It's a really cheap way, an effective way of doing it. They are a little bit damp, but like I was saying, you can obviously add pom-poms to these as well. So while they're still, obviously, once they're dry, you could dip dye these and add pom-poms to these as well. They look really, really funky. I was going to stencil the name on today, but I'm not going to, because I think that's a bit of an omen. If I start stenciling the name on, one, everyone's going to know what baby's name is, and two, if he comes out and he just doesn't look like his name, and then we change it, then it's a waste of my craft. I know it's only cheap, but I like the idea of knowing that I've made it, and how much time am I actually going to get to remake it once baby's here. If I look at him and go, actually, that isn't his name. But they're so versatile. They're only £1. I know they're not the most out there crafts in the world, but they're really pretty, really cheap to make, all Poundland stuff. And when they're hung up in a baby's room, you're never ever going to know, or obviously around your house, you're never going to know that they literally cost a few pounds to make. So with the basket and the wall, you're probably talking about £7 to make this. Even in B&M, if you bought the baskets, they're about £10 the ones with the pom-poms on them. Even at the cheapest place, you're still saving money, and you can pick the colours that you want. And you can rope the kids in as well during the holidays to sort of make these with you. It's a fun craft, get the family involved. And then £1 for that, and some leftover paint samples that I already have anyway for the baby's room, because they're tester pots. That one's going to be probably for his wardrobe, and that one is probably going to be for the panelling. So, you know, £1 for the bunting. And obviously if you want to do stenciling, you can also go online. If you don't fancy doing stenciling, you can get some decor stickers off of Etsy. Loads of Instagrammers sell them on Instagram. I've got loads of hiccups now. It's heartburn's coming, we've not long had dinner. So this has been my little Poundland upcycle little nursery pieces for the baby. I will be doing more stuff again as well for like normal decor, but obviously it's quite nice to incorporate some nursery bits as well to show you what we're doing. I've got a few for Millie's room as well, but something really good for Millie's room that I think a lot of you will end up wanting to do. Hiccups. Oh, I'm struggling here, guys, I can't lie. So yeah, I've been Rosie Henshaw. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Take care, see you later, bye.